Facebook ads lead generation, let's go. We're gonna create a campaign, and in this section, we want to select leads. What we're gonna do is lead generation campaign on Facebook ads with instant forms. We're gonna click continue, and the first thing we're gonna see is the recommended settings or manual leads campaign. I usually go with manual leads campaign. If you have no data, just go with this. This is gonna just make things easier for a normal person, but you're not a normal person because you're watching Jim's Digital Marketing right now. We're gonna continue, and then guys, by the way, if you're watching this, please don't forget to subscribe. This will help me a lot, and you will receive tons of free videos on this channel about digital marketing, Facebook ads, and Google ads. We have the campaign name here. We're gonna go down, special ad categories. You don't have to worry about this. Categories, let's say you're doing employment, housing, social issues. If you select those guys, they will take away certain targeting capabilities. So you have to select those. If you don't and you are one of those categories, they will reject your ads and you wonder why. In this case, this is the campaign budget optimization. I never recommend starting with CBO. This is called as campaign budget optimization. I usually go with ad set budget optimization, and this will be turned off. We're gonna click next. Now we're in the ad set setting. We have two options, which are the most popular two options. First one is website. So you're gonna take people to your website and generate leads there. Second option is instant forms. This is what we're gonna do. And if you select instant forms, you're not gonna need a pixel setup. We're gonna go with this bad boy. And if you haven't done so, you have to accept terms and settings, which is we're gonna click view terms, and I'm gonna click agree, and now we can run lead generation ads as freely. We're gonna click on the performance goal. We can see what type of conversions we have. We can select maximize number of leads, or we can select maximize number of conversion leads. So guys, this is gonna be more high quality leads, but the Facebook doesn't have that data yet. So if you select this, you want to first connect your CRM to your business, to your Facebook ads here. Otherwise, this is not going to do anything. You want to choose this, and once you get to that point, let's say you have HubSpot, you have Salesforce, you connect that, and then Facebook will know which of those leads actually turn into paying customers, and they will bring those leads to you. But at this stage, Facebook doesn't have that data, and I haven't connected my Salesforce, so you're going to go with this. And cost per result goal, you can set this in later stages. I don't suggest you do it from the get-go. Show more options. We have delivery type, and we cannot change this catalog. We're not an e-commerce business. We're not gonna touch the catalog here. And in the budget setting, guys, my minimum budget for an ad set is $10. I don't go below $10. For really unique cases, you might go with $5, but I never suggest this. If you're running lead generation campaign, you want to go with $10 minimum. In the audience control, we're not gonna touch this. Use saved audiences. If you have saved certain audiences, you can do that. Let's say we target the whole Australia, and we're gonna go down. We have show more options. This is the part I have a more in-depth video about this audience controls. You can set this, and this minimum age will affect the Advantage Plus audience what you have set in this case. So this is basically controlling what you set here. This is basically gonna let you know you're never gonna go below a certain age range if you select Advantage suggestions. Otherwise, they might go above and beyond what you set here. So I'm not gonna touch this one. I'm gonna come here, Advantage suggestions, which is optional. We're gonna click on this bad boy, and once you click on this, guys, there are in certain ad accounts they're fading this original audiences, which meaning is you only have the option to go with Advantage Plus audience. In my ad account, for instance, I cannot see this original setup, so the only way you can create an audience here is the Advantage Plus. This is the case here. So we're gonna set an age range. For instance, let's say I want to target 25 to 35. Let's imagine that's my target audience here, and the only thing I want to make sure is I never want to go below 1 million on the right hand side in the estimated audience size. This is really important. If you are targeting a really small country and a really small city and a really local targeting, you of course can go below that. But if you can service anyone in one specific country, make sure you don't go below 1 million. Of course, if your country is, let's say, 200,000 people locating in your country, in Malta, for instance, you can go smaller than that. We have the genders. Let's say I'm targeting all genders, and I want to go with real estate, right? So I'm gonna type everything about real estate. and then I want to make sure on the right hand side I'm not going below 1 million. And also I accidentally clicked on employers. I don't want to do this. I want to go with interests. So let's say we're targeting interest but real estate and property industry. That's good. We're still at 3 million property investing. I want to stack these audiences. I don't want to put one audience in one ad set. This is a really old strategy. We're almost in 2025. You want to target a big stack of audiences. You want to target an audience which is related to each other. So property investing and investor is related. House and apartment is related. And house and investing and property investing they are related. So I want to bucket those terms, bucket those audiences in one. Now we are set with our ad set. Maybe I want to type my name of the ad set. And I want to go to the ad level where we create our form. Click next. And now we're in the ad level. So it says terms and services not accepted. That's cool. We're going to worry about that later. You just have to accept the terms. And we're going to go down here. Ad creative section is really important. Everything about ads right now, especially if you have ran ads in 2019, for instance, the targeting was really important and the ad creative was not as important. But now in 2025, ad creative is everything. So you want to select an ad creative, which is gonna, of course, not just one ad. You want to have at least 5 or 4 ads if you have a budget of, let's say, $20. If you have only $5, you don't want to have 10 ads. So I have a separate video about that as well. I will link that down below, and you don't forget to watch that as well after this video. So I'm gonna click on set app ad creative, and I'm gonna select one random ad. First, we're gonna put the text here. Let's say buy property. And then we're gonna go down. This is gonna ask me any variations, and then 2025 deals. I'm just writing for the sake of it. And then let's say we put the call to action as learn more. We're gonna say next. Now we're in the ad media. All right, now we're good to go. So we set this up and it looks like this. So I usually create a separate image for the story size. The reason being is we want to capture as much real estate as possible without letting Facebook do its thing. Because if Facebook does it, they're gonna mess it up. So I want to make this bigger here. So what you want to do, go to Canva and create a version where it looks vertical and covers the whole real estate up there and up there. Just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go next. And here it creates the variations. This is the AI variation, which is brand new, and you can go ahead and use this. But in this case, we don't want to go with generated images. I'm not going to select anything. And in the optimization section, so in this case, this is brand new about Advantage Creative. So Enhanced CTA is brand new. It's an AI thing that Facebook is coming up with. And what we want to do is we're going to enable this. The reason is they will come up with different offerings that your business has, and they're going to push that next to the CTA. So if you click customization here, you can see use AI to identify promotional phrases. If you have a promotion, 29 spots left, they're going to put that up here. And at the bottom, there's two more enhanced creative versions. So you will be able to set the music and text improvements. So I usually enable this one, and I will also enable this one as well, because on the story size, it's a video placement mainly and reels as well. So they put a music in behind us, and they will usually come up with really generic music. If you don't want that, you can click here, change music, and pick some other music that you will like here and select them. So in this case, I will just go ahead with whatever they choose for me. But the thing we want to really make sure is the enhancements. The enhancements they showed us when we put the creative, there was only 3 enhancements. But we want to turn off bunch here. So overlays, if you have a story placement and you have a specific image for the story placement, you want to X out of that. So as you can see, and if you're running ads for clients, they usually flag this. They come to you, this doesn't look good, and so on and so forth, as you guys can see. So this is not supposed to be on the creative, right? So we're gonna X out of that. Visual touch-ups, if you've done this design by a professional, you want to X out of that as well. Music, I keep this texture, but I keep this enhanced CT as well. So there's more at the bottom, show more enhancements. Relevant comments, I usually keep this on. They usually keep the positive ones. And brightness, I turn this off. And then relevant comments and everything, we're gonna save this. We're ready to rock and roll. So we only have 4 enhancements turned on, and you can go with everything turned off as well. Nothing wrong with that. Now, it is the part where we set the form up. This is important. What you say in the first portion of the form is really important, and what you ask as in terms of questions will also change how your ads perform. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna create a form from brand new, and they will ask you three things. What is the form type? Do you want more volume or more intent? I usually go with more volume, because if you select this, they will only ask one question at the end, which is, these are the informations, are you sure you want to go ahead with this? And this is not going to give you higher intent. Overall, Facebook leads are going to be less quality compared to Google Ads, for instance. So don't worry about that. Rich Creative is not a famous form of advertising, which I really rarely use Rich Creative, and I usually go with more volume. And then we're gonna go next and create our form. The first thing is background image, and you usually want to go with the background image, which is gonna appear here. And greeting, yes, we want to let them know what they're gonna see in that form. And here in the background image, let's say we choose something about our creative that we have, which is usually works really well. So whatever your creative is, it has to be related in the background here. But if you select one form and you have 5-6 different ads and they all have different images, I usually want you to create separate forms for each image, or a general tile that has separate houses. Let's say in the real estate case, you want to go ahead with that. In the headline, you want to greet people in a way that if you have a big offer, you want to put that big offer. If you have an urgency, you want to put that urgency here. If you say blah blah real estate, that is not gonna get people excited, right? Inquiries, let's say we put that in and we put a exclamation mark here, which is, you have to act fast. And in the paragraph, you talk something about the offer as well. Cool, this is the greeting. They will see you can put more emojis, of course, here, and we're gonna say next. This is the part where we ask the questions, and these questions are, you can do multiple choice, short answers, conditionals, or appointment requests. What I do is multiple choice to qualify them in a way that, what is your budget? And then they will put, let's say, 1 million plus. A lot of people put fake numbers here, but that's cool. Or less than, let's say, $800,000. Less than 800. Cool, we know a rough idea about their budget. We can add one more question. Short answer, when are you looking to buy? If you put these short answers where they have to type, this is a great way to ensure that you're getting less spam. A person writing, some random characters here, they are more likely to spam, so they're not going to waste. You're not going to waste time to talking to those people. And if they type in something really genuine, that lead is actually a qualified lead. And description, we come to the contact information. I suggest, guys, if you are suffering from low quality leads, I suggest have at least 4 questions and then put more stuff. So what is your budget here? What is your credit score? We can put that in. They have to type that in. They give you options that you can select. What is your current job title? I don't really suggest. How did you hear about us? This is kind of a dumb question, and because they see us on Facebook, right? So we come here, email, full name, and contact fields. We're gonna put phone number, and we want to put the city as well. And cool. So the only important thing about these lead forms about on Facebook, guys, people do not trust these forms when they appear on Facebook. The reason being is a lot of people these leads are auto-populated, right? So they do not type that in manually. They automatically populate it because they're on Instagram, Facebook, which is a platform. They get these leads automatically. So you come here, your name automatically appear, email automatically appear, you click next, and once you call them, they don't even remember submitting that form. That's the biggest pain on Facebook instant leads. But when they come to your website, they most likely will remember submitting that form. That is the key point about these Facebook instant forms. That's why we want to ask as many questions as possible so they manually type stuff in and they remember once you call them back. Otherwise, if you have only multiple choice questions, they do not spend any time, and once you call them back, they probably don't remember you filling that form up. So we're gonna go back. Privacy policy, you have to link a privacy policy here. This is the part after they submit the form, what they're gonna see. This is the important part. What I suggest is additional action is a download this XYZ is a really good gift so they remember what you have. How to prepare for our call. This is our floor plan just for you feel free to download. So this is a great way, a great gift for them to be excited, a little bit more excited once you call them back, so they know what you're gonna say. They know when you're gonna call, or rather. So you can say, or you can call business. I don't really suggest that. Not a lot of people do this. Go to website is a common one, but this is my favorite. View file. If you're marketing agency, you can put a cheat sheet there. They can download, so they remember you're providing some value there. So grab that copy and then you upload that media right here, and whatever that media is, that cheat sheet, whatever the case may be, perfect. That will give them a little bit more sense of, oh, okay, this guy is actually providing value. Once they call them back, did you have a chance to look at that form? This gives them a little bit more, oh, okay, this guy, I remember this guy, they gave me this blah blah blah, they have this XYZ offer. Has to be related to your offer though, otherwise it doesn't make sense. And after you create the form, your form name will appear here. So if you duplicate this form, it will create exact same form, and you cannot edit this form here. If you want to make some edits, you're going to click here, duplicate, and now you're able to edit the form, but the form is not the exact same form because it has a different name. If it is connected to your CRM, it will be a totally different form, so you have to make sure it is connected as well. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'm doing this absolutely for free, and I will see you again next time.